Welcome to Curvy Destination, where we uncover fascinating facts about stunning places and the beautiful women who make them unforgettable. Today we're taking a trip to East Africa, to a country that sits right on the equator. That's right, we're talking about Kenya. But hi, this isn't your typical geography lesson. We're explaining the real, fascinating facts about Kenya that nobody will ever tell you. So whether you're planning a visit or just curious about the country, relax and let's explore some hidden facts about this beautiful country. Let us start with fake Maasai in tourist destinations. Kenya has over 40 tribes, and the truth is, most of them have lost their traditional culture apart from the Maasai community. That is why when you think of Kenya, and images of the Maasai people often come to mind. Tall, elegant figures draped in bright red shukas, adorned with intricate beadwork and carrying spears. However, not every Maasai you see in tourist spots is the real deal. In popular tourist destinations like the Maasai Mara or Nairobi National Park, you will encounter people dressed as Maasai to add a little authenticity to your experience. These fake Maasai are usually locals from other tribes who've donned the traditional garb to entertain tourists and make a living. Go ahead and give them something for their perfect copycat. Festivals and celebrations. Food and drink. Kenya knows how to throw a party, and food is always at the center of any celebration. One thing you must try is Nyama Choma, which is basically roasted meat, usually goat or beef, slow-cooked over an open flame. But beware, asking a Kenyan which place has the best Nyama Choma can spark a fierce debate. Everyone has their favorite spot, and they will defend it like it's a matter of national pride. A true Kenyan feast must also be accompanied by sodas for the religious families, the others a cold beer or local brewed alcohol. Don't worry about the police. The owner of the feast has already dealt with that, so drink what you're drinking without fear. Wedding committees and invitations. Weddings in Kenya are not just a union of two people, they're a community affair. Enter the infamous wedding committee, a group of friends and family members who band together to help the couple raise funds for the big day. If you know one of them and you seem like you have money, you must be in the committee. Yes, you heard that right. It's a must. In Kenya, it's perfectly normal to be asked to contribute to someone's wedding expenses, even if you're just an acquaintance. And don't be surprised if you receive a wedding invitation from a far distant cousin you've never met. Weddings are massive, everyone is invited, and it's a celebration you won't want to miss. Public holiday confusion. Public holidays in Kenya can be a bit of a wild card. Imagine waking up one morning to find out it's suddenly a public holiday, announced by the government the night before. Kenyans are no strangers to last-minute holiday declarations, especially around election times or significant national events. It keeps life interesting, to say the least. Swahili slang. Kenya's official and national languages are English and Swahili. However, Kenyans are peppered with slang, and if you want to fit in, you better learn a few key phrases. For instance, sasa is a casual way of saying, "How are you?" And instead of responding with good or fine, you say poa, which means cool. Then there's mambo vipi, which is what's up, to which you can respond fiti, meaning good. Before going to Kenya, you will be taught that their usual greetings is jambo. The truth is, they rarely use jambo, use their casual greetings. Entrepreneurial spirit. In Kenya, business spirit is high, and every entrepreneur wants to take the largest market segment in their niche. The one with the best promotion and advertising styles takes the day. Switch on a Kenyan TV, and you might stumble upon advertisements for traditional healers, often dubbed as witch doctors. These ads promise to solve all your problems, from love issues to financial woes. I promise you, if you will not find the fully branded witch doctors on your TV, you will find their counterparts promising to solve all your problems, but now in the name of God, at a small fee. They all agree business is business. Trending in Kenya. Unconsciously, when Kenyans are bored, they will find something to make it go viral. You will trend and memes will be made on you, so be careful when doing anything in this country. However, if you find yourself trending, don't worry much on why you are trending. You can go viral for anything. The good thing is, that popularity might come with a lot of goodies. Like I had said, Kenyan's business community will use anything that will advertise their business. Wow. More advice to this. When you go viral for whatever reason, you gotta make the most of it because your fame will be over before you know it. Most legends have been forgotten even before they could know about it. The best example I can give you to copy is Stevo Simple Boy, a once viral musician known for his unique style and catchy phrases. He refused to be forgotten by continuously reinventing himself and staying relevant in the media. Beautiful Kenyan ladies, Kenyan women, often described as being blessed differently, some with striking facial beauty, others with enviable figures. It is difficult to trace where all these differences came from, but it's clear that some communities in Western Kenya have the most bootylicious women in the world, whereas in central and coast regions, women have the most soft, tender, and pretty faces. Simply said, every tribe in Kenya has a unique feature for their attractiveness. Please, allow me not to tell you what I was told about Kamba women. Kenyan hustle. The term hustle takes on a whole new meaning in Kenya. Here, it's not just about making ends meet, it's a way of life. From the young man selling roasted maize on the street corner to the woman running a small kiosk, everyone is in the hustle, grinding day in and day out. It's this entrepreneurial spirit that keeps the country moving forward no matter the obstacles. Name confusion. One of the most amusing quirks in Kenya is the name confusion. It's common for Kenyans to shorten their tribal names to make it sound more urban. In town, you will find a beautiful girl who says her name is She, but the name in her national identity card is Mathendikil Shimonjeru from Kisii County. Kenyan time. Ah, Kenyan time. It's a phrase you'll quickly become familiar with if you spend any time in Kenya. It refers to the country's relaxed approach to punctuality. If you're told a meeting starts at 10 a.m., don't be surprised if people start trickling in around 11. It's not rudeness, it's just how things roll in Kenya. And don't worry, everyone's late, so you won't be the odd one out. Kenyans and tea. Tea is more than just a beverage in Kenya. It's practically a way of life. The country is one of the world's leading tea exporters, but it's the way Kenyans drink their tea that's particularly unique. It's usually taken with a lot of milk and sugar. Think of it as a sweet, milky concoction that's both comforting and addictive. If you visit a Kenyan home, expect to be offered tea within minutes of your arrival. Refusing is almost unheard of, so prepare to drink up. Making excuses for sex. A Kenyan would rather invite an opposite gender for a night instead of wearing warm clothes. When the weather gets cold, people often joke about needing someone to keep them warm. But everyone knows what that really means. Cold weather is just an excuse for a little romantic rendezvous. When he or she invites you during the cold months with the intention of keeping each other warm, don't go. And I repeat, do not go. Transport and traffic. Navigating Kenya's roads can be an adventure in itself. Traffic in major cities like Nairobi can be a nightmare, but it's all part of the Kenyan experience, and locals have developed a sort of patience and a sense of humor about it. You'll often hear people say they're stuck in traffic as an excuse for being late, sometimes even when they haven't left the house yet. Matatu madness. If you're in Kenya, you can't miss the iconic matatus, colorful, graffiti-covered minibuses that serve as the country's primary mode of public transport. Each matatu has its own unique style, often with loud music blaring and flashy lights illuminating the interior. But don't let the fun exterior fool you. Riding in a matatu can be quite the thrill ride, with passengers exceeding the carrying capacity and drivers navigating the chaotic traffic at breakneck speeds. Boda stunts. Bodas, or motorcycle taxis, are another popular form of transport in Kenya, but these aren't your ordinary motorcycles. Boda riders are known for their daring stunts and ability to weave through traffic like nobody's business. Need to get somewhere in a hurry? Hop on a boda. Just hold on tight and enjoy the adrenaline rush. Speed bump paradise. Kenya is the land of speed bumps. They're everywhere, from major highways to tiny back roads. Believe me, even their Thika superhighway has speed bumps. Some are well marked, but others appear out of nowhere, giving new drivers a nasty surprise. It's not uncommon for a journey that should take 30 minutes to stretch into an hour, thanks to the abundance of speed bumps. But hey, they're there for a reason. keeping those speedy matatus and bodas in check. The traffic police encounter. No discussion of Kenyan traffic would be complete without mentioning the traffic police. These officers are often seen on the roads, conducting spot checks and ensuring that vehicles are roadworthy. However, they're also known for their love of kitu kidogo, a little something on the side to let you off the hook. It's a common joke that in Kenya, you should always keep some loose change in your car, just in case. Nature and wildlife. Kenya is renowned for its stunning landscapes and diverse wildlife. The jewel in the crown is undoubtedly the Maasai Mara, famous for the great wildebeest migration. Every year, millions of wildebeests, zebras, and other animals make their way from Tanzania's Serengeti to the Maasai Mara in search of greener pastures. But here's a fun fact. While the Maasai Mara gets all the credit, the majority of these animals are actually born in Serengeti, Tanzania. Kenyans, with their cleverly business spirit, they take all the profits, leaving the poor Tanzania complaining. Economics and sources of revenue. Kenya's economy is diverse, with agriculture, tourism, and technology being some of the key drivers. The country is famous for its tea and coffee exports, but it's also known for its booming tech industry, often referred to as the Silicon Savannah. Mobile money, particularly M-Pesa, has revolutionized the way Kenyans handle transactions. With just a mobile phone, you can pay bills, transfer money, and even save up for a rainy day. And speaking of M-Pesa, let's talk about the M-Pesa balance check, possibly the most anxiety-inducing moment for any Kenyan. When you see a Kenyan on the phone smiling, they have probably received an M-Pesa text message reading "You have received." And when you see them dull on their phone, they have checked their M-Pesa balance and their Fuliza limit is 0. Now they are wondering who to call for a small loan. Be careful when dealing with this person. They are angry, depressed, and might think you are a bank. Kenyan shopping math. Shopping in Kenya, especially in markets, is an experience in itself. Bargaining is expected, and the first price you're quoted is never the final price. It's a game of wits and charm. Be careful. Some vendors are masters of the craft, and before you know it, you'll have paid double what you intended. Sports. Kenya is a powerhouse when it comes to long-distance running, producing world-class marathoners year after year. The secret? Many of these athletes hail from the Kenyan tribe, who live in the high-altitude regions of the Rift Valley. Training in such conditions gives them a natural advantage when competing at lower altitudes. And again, it's not just about physical endurance. It's also about the mental toughness that comes from growing up in a challenging environment. So next time you see a Kenyan crossing the finish line in a marathon, you'll know there's a lot more behind that victory than meets the eye. Education and learning. Kenya takes education seriously, ranking among the top in Africa in terms of literacy rates. The country boasts some prestigious schools and universities, with students often going on to study abroad on scholarships. But despite the progress, challenges remain, particularly in rural areas where resources are scarce. Nonetheless, the value placed on education is evident, with parents going to great lengths to ensure their children have the best possible start in life. Corruption. Unfortunately, Kenya is also known for its corruption issues, which permeate various aspects of life. If you have enough to give as bribes, you can even be the president of the nation. Kenyans take it lightly by saying if you are going to steal budget for the judiciary and you will be safe. Language and hospitality. Kenya is a multilingual country, with Swahili and English being the official languages. However, each of the 42 tribes has its own language, adding to the country's rich cultural tapestry. Communication can be a mix of languages, depending on who you're speaking to, but one thing's for sure, Kenyans are incredibly friendly and hospitable. Whether you're asking for directions or just making small talk, you'll find people are more than willing to engage. Nairobi and other cities. Kenya is a capitalist state, with Nairobi as its capital city. Life in all the cities is fast, and everyone minds their own business. These cities are safe by New York standards, but use your common sense in streets. Mobile phones and women handbags are the major targets for thieves. When lost, it's advisable to seek direction from uniformed security service providers. They are highly trustworthy. And finally, let's talk about Kenyan radio shows, particularly the call-in segments. These are a gold mine of entertainment, with listeners sharing their personal dramas, seeking advice, or just venting about everyday life. The hosts are often as colorful as their callers, making for an hour or two of pure, unfiltered entertainment. If you want to get a real sense of Kenyan society, just tune in to one of these shows. You won't be disappointed. And there you have it. This country is full of contrasts, where tradition meets modernity and where challenges are met with humor and resilience. Whether you're planning a visit or simply wanted to learn more, I hope this episode has given you a glimpse into the hidden Kenya's uniqueness. Thanks for watching, and until next time,